Alright guys, welcome back. It is one snowy day out here in central Ontario, Canada, and we have had one heck of a snow for the last several weeks, and as a result the entire bush is pretty much knee deep in snow. Now that's good if you're one of those people like me who embrace winter, not so much if you're one of those people who hibernate from it. What I'm doing today is I'm out taking care of a chore that tends to be one of my more fun chores to take care of, and what that is grooming trails. As you guys can see behind you, that is not my typical trail groomer, or at least it's not the one that I used last season. Up until today, and up until this point, I had two basic versions of trail groomers that I used. I had a chain link fence tied to a rope, which had some concrete blocks on it, and then my upgraded version, which I was using the last 2 years, was a pallet or a skid tied to a rope tied to the back of the machine. Now, both of them were cheap options. However, the chain link fence tended to get caught on things, and as soon as it got caught on things, it tended to bend out of shape, and then it made it pretty much useless. The second option, or the second upgraded version I had, was the pallet. That worked pretty good, and it tended to move around behind the machine nicely. However, if it didn't follow you perfectly, and for whatever reason you were in a tight trail and it got caught on something like the side of a tree, it yanked the back of the machine so hard that, well, it wasn't good. Another reason the pallet was no good is it would get packed with snow, which eventually turned to ice, and it made it incredibly heavy. Now this machine here, which I tend to use for all my basic chores and more or less just utility work around here, grooming trails, getting firewood, getting around, etc. This is a 2003 Ski-Doo Grand Touring with the 555 engine, 121-inch track, and it's got studs in it. So this thing is no slouch. It gets down and digs. But when it gets really heavy and when I'm trying to go up a hill and it's very deep snow, well, it'll just dig way down, and it doesn't pull it too well. So I got rid of that skid when I had the option, and that option was this. What I'm going to show you in a minute is a basic steel trail groomer. This was made by someone, I don't know who, but it wasn't me. This is 10 feet long. It's about 38 inches wide. It's a very DIY friendly project, and hence why I'm showing you. So what makes this so much better than the pallet and so much better than the chain link fence option? Well, this thing is a lot lighter. Now, it's not necessarily lighter than the chain link fence by itself, but you add the concrete blocks to it and it becomes quite a bit lighter. Let's have a look at just how light it is. So first and foremost, with one hand here, you guys saw me just flip it up, and you're gonna have a look at it and see that it's pretty basic. It's nothing more than some steel on the outside, rounded, and some angle iron on the inside. These pieces of angle iron, some are perpendicular to this round bar and some are at an angle. These are going to provide you with the proper cutting edges. So if we have a look at the number of cutting edges that are here, there's this one close to the front, then we have these angled pieces here, another section of angled pieces. As we make our way to the back, you guys can see two more perpendicular pieces of angle iron just prior to this piece, which I'll call the plate for our situation. And if we have a look at what's so important about the plate, see if you have a look at it here, it's not in line with this round bar here, but it's sticking down just a little bit. This is what gives you that finished sharp edge on the trail. And if you guys swing back here and have a little look, I just drove down with the groomer on, and you guys can see it leaves a nice sharp edge all across the trail, makes it nice and flat, and that's what we're looking for. So if we grab our tape here and just hook onto the very end, I'll give you an overall idea of the dimensions on this thing. So if we look here right from the very end, the first bar, 19, 31. You can see we're at about 55, then the diagonal about 70 and a half, about 79 and a half, 97, and then about 103 and a half. And then you guys can see if we go all the way to the front, right to the pivot, you're at about 11 feet and 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's the overall dimensions of this thing. What I'll do is I'll put that in the description below as well. What we'll do in a minute, we'll go out and hit the trail, and you guys can see exactly how this cuts the snow. But if you're going to build this yourself, there's not a lot of extra materials you need aside from having access to a welder. You basically have some angle iron here, piece there. All of this is angle iron, obviously. And then aside from that, you just have these round pieces here. What's great about these round pieces here on both sides is this allows you to pivot around trees or objects if you happen to get too close to it. In the past with my pallet groomer or the chain link fence, there was no forgiveness. If you got too close to an object because you took the corner too sharp, you would hit that and it would either break the pallet or it would hammer on the rope, and it would either break the rope or you would tug on the machine too hard. and definitely not something you want to be doing. So having this nice round bar here leaves nothing to catch, and that'd probably be something else you'd have to source out if you were going to build something like this. Now before we hit the trail, let's just flip this back down here. You guys can see it's just a matter of doing that. If we look here how it's positioned, you guys are going to notice at the very front there's some smaller angle iron here that forms a bit of an A. You guys see it there? And then it's hooked to this bolt, which acts as the pivot. And then that eventually is welded back to the round bar here. Right here, this is nothing more than a piece of rebar. They just put that there to keep the sides spread out. This also acts as the very first thing that would hit something if you were to encounter it. Obviously, if you're going to do grooming, you want to make sure there's sufficient snow, but you'd like to have a nice first line of defense so that you don't hammer on all the pieces of angle iron, which is actually cutting the snow. Something that was quite unique that these people did when they built this, you might want to do. Notice the connection point to the hitch. Well, notice how it's on a bit of a steel rod here, and the steel rod has a spring here, and then that steel rod rides inside this tube. That gives a little bit of motion here. If I were to hook onto something, instead of it being a solid connection to my snow machine, there's actually just a little bit of give provided by that spring. All right, guys, so here's the last look at it before we actually take off. And just one other thing I'm going to mention, you guys. See this flat plate that provides the final smooth cut on the trail? They put a piece of angle iron across the back of it just to provide some rigidity. You guys can see how everything's positioned. It's all within the same flat plane. There is a few bumps and bruises on this thing. I'm sure it's been used for years, but that's simply fixed with the hammer or even some vice grips if something gets bent. I replace the pin with a wire sometimes when we're in tight quarters. That way if something hits something, the wire breaks and not the machine hitch. Alright guys, as you can tell, that is a huge improvement over what I used to use, whether that was a pallet or a chain link fence. As you guys can see, it definitely cuts the snow, and it doesn't even have to be snow, it can be chunks of ice, but it'll cut it down and definitely leave a nice smooth finish. If you guys are going to tackle a project like this, by all means, take it on, but make sure you tell me how it goes. I'm going to put the dimensions down for this in the description below. And as I mentioned, if you guys have the opportunity, get out there and enjoy yourself. Enjoy winter. It's pretty long here, especially in Central Ontario, Canada, and it might be where you guys are as well. Don't be one of those hibernation people. Be one of those embracers. Guys, you all take care. Please make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.